Could someone tell the YouTuber? Well, I guess there's no way to really tell them. I could put it in the comments. Thank you so much. Yep, I'm back. Sorry about that. I don't have any idea what happened. This is the 6-Day Superstar. I made it. Round 2. This one is a chain 1 and skip 4. Double crochet in the next stitch. Skip 2 twice. Skip 2, 3, 3, 3. Okay, see, the last time I did round 2, I only had 1. And now on this round 2, I have 2. And on the next round 2, I'll have 3. On the next one, I'll have 4. And so on. And then going into the dip, you always have a chain 1 and skip 4. Uh-oh, I did 3 in the peak instead of 4, or instead of 2. I probably was just zoning out. Just a little fudgy fudge. Hi, Brianne. How are you, my dear? I'm using this. I should leave it there. Thanks for sharing the live. It's KFI, Knitting Fever. Thanks. I mean, I have several more live events this month. You can register for. Somebody said they weren't notified, though. They registered and were not notified. Also have a link in my bio where you can sign up for emails about the month-long Star Blanket September is what I'm doing. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Well, there's a little bit in the pattern about how long it takes you, and it depends on a lot of different things. Depends on what kind of yarn you use, how big you want your blanket. Depends on how long you've been crocheting, how experienced you are, how quick you can pick stuff up. Thank you. It's called Flamingo. I know, right? If you the colors on TikTok aren't exactly accurate. If you check YouTube, that's even they're more accurate. And it's a very accurate name. It's a very bright pink. You have the same yarn? How do I get the colors to stay separate like that? I'm just working it right off the cake. I didn't do any color control at all. Great thing about ombre transitional color transitional yarn is you go with the flow. They I don't think every pattern looks great in the ombre or color changing yarns, but the star blankets definitely do. The stitch balm is for aromatherapy. You put it on your finger. And then it goes into it gets picked up by the yarn. And it scents your project. And it smells good while you're using it. My goal tonight was to finish up this whole cake. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I'm going to work on this blanket tonight and tomorrow night. And then, does it ever make it oil of healing? No, not at all. I mean, the only time I would say when I take that finger and rub my nose with it, which I've done a few times, on round 7 of my first star blanket, it's for my granddaughter. It's such a well-written pattern. Thank you for saying that. I just updated it. After so many people make it, and it gets made and done again and again and again like that, then I start to get an idea what people need to know going into it. Maybe I should put this on here, but then you wouldn't be able to see the yarn. Then you can't see it on YouTube. It's aromatherapy balm. It's from a company called Scented Stitches, and there's an affiliate link in my bio. There's also, if you click vote on the poll, I don't know if the poll is up. It only stays up for like a few minutes and then it goes down again. But if you click vote on the poll, all the frequently asked questions are answered in the poll. Check my link in bio. I have affiliate links there. Uh-oh, what did I do? These types of self-striping yarn work up really nicely in the 6-day star and the 6-day kid blankets. I think the square, the great granny, and the great granddaddy look better when you change colors more intentionally. But people have different tolerance for colors changing in the middle of the row or round. But this particular yarn has a really nice gradient. It only has like one high contrast color change. And it just so happened for me, it just landed at the end of the round. It was like magical. It just perfectly ended at the end of the round. There's the yarn label right there. Wow, I made it almost all the way around already. I went by quick. Went outside today for a little while, and it's like I have my windows open, and it feels like there's there's just like all this wind blowing through the house, but it's not really that. I mean, it is windy outside, but it doesn't feel like a hurricane the way it does and it sounds like in the house. The larger the star gets, how do you prefer to keep the section the same color all the way around? I don't. I just let it flow. If I want that, I don't use this kind of yarn. Sometimes, if it's like a really high contrast color change, I'll control it a little bit so that it changes at the end of the round, beginning or end of the round. But usually if I want that, if I want controlled color changes, I won't use this kind of yarn because then you have to cut it up and then you have a bunch of ends. And I would rather work off of full skeins than do that. Hi, Moo. Moo's working on a 6-day granny square. No worries. I'm going to try and do my, I don't think this is going to work. Wah. Nope, it is not going to work. It just makes it worse, actually. So I'm just going to throw those away. Hi, thanks for sharing the live. Lulu says, I'm on round 10. Are you doing the granny square or the great granny blanket? Do you mean a setup round? Because I don't know. Is there a round 10? You did the star blanket and just started the kit blanket? If you're on TikTok, all the frequently asked questions are in the poll. So if you click vote on the poll, it's not really a poll. It has all the frequently asked questions. Haley Pang, you want a shout out? Haley Pang, everybody. The yarn says it's a 2, but it really works up to me like a 3, like a DK. And I am using an eye hook, but the Superstar blanket requires really loose tension. So you want to start with a hook a 0.5 millimeter larger than what's recommended on the yarn label. And you want to have 2 hooks on hand, 0.5 millimeters larger and 1 millimeter larger. And if you experience any curling in the setup rounds, you increase your hook size. And I don't recommend anyone just blindly use the hook size that's given on the yarn label or blindly follow the hook size that's given in the pattern. You should use your own tension as a guide. And crocheters, you should have a full set of hooks so that you can change. You've made the Superstar before? The Superstar is my favorite of all the 3-star blankets. Betty, are you in the OBX? Yes, I am. I live here year round, and I love it. I'm using a Karen anniversary cake and a size N hook for the granny square. I think the Karen anniversary cakes are a really good yarn for the granny and the great granddaddy. You're from Morehead City. Where's that? You can tell I'm not from North Carolina because I don't know where anything is. Where's Morehead City? Are there any good yarn stores there? Let's meet up and go visit them. I have got to figure out what this squeaking is outside my window. I only hear it here. I wonder if it's like my curtain or my blinds or something. It sounds like it's outside the window though. It's driving me nuts. I'm going to Norfolk on actually Virginia Beach. I go up there to get my hair cut and my nails done. I'm going to get my nails done again. You all look at that. I grew them all the way out. I haven't had them done in weeks. I think it's been 2 or 3 times of going up there. I go, like every 6 weeks to get my hair cut. And I mean, normally I go every 2 or 3 weeks and get my nails done, but they, when they drill them or you have them done too much, the southern tip where all the hurricanes hit before they, oh my goodness, I've never been down that far. My sister, when she comes to visit, she likes to stay in Hatteras, and I've never been down that far. I haven't been any further than the Bodie Lighthouse. That's as far as I've gone. I'm making the 6-day Superstar blanket. If you click vote and check the poll has answers to all the most frequently asked questions. Hi, Lady Tab. You're making your first 6-day star blanket. You found it on my YouTube channel. That's wonderful. I hope it's going well for you. I haven't changed mine. I'm on the second repeat, but my tension has loosened. Yeah, you might not need to. Like, that's why I don't, I want to empower crocheters to find their own tension. I would love to come down. Emerald Isle and Atlantic Beach are known tourist spots. Oh, I love being a tourist. Atlantic Beach, there's good shelling there, right? And the Emerald Isle. What's the shelling like? I like to go shelling, even though I'm bad at it. And I can't walk very far and I can't carry anything really heavy. I went shelling one time down here after a storm and there were so many whelk shells. I picked up so many whelk shells. I had my little satchel bag that I carry with me and I picked up so many shells. I had to rest like 2 or 3 times on the way back home. How many blankets have you made from your pattern? Oh, I've lost count. I don't really know, but honestly, it's not as many as you would think. And I stopped. I mean, I don't give them all away. Unfortunately, I learned the hard way that I have to keep one. I have to keep the one for the pattern as a sample because I I learned the hard way. Um, if somebody wants to sell my patterns, like Annie's wanted to sell my patterns, and they wanted to photograph them themselves so it would match the aesthetic of the rest of their catalog. And so I didn't have any samples on hand. I had to recreate a lot of my stuff to send to them. And then I can't send them just any old star blanket. It has to be the one on the pattern. So I had a couple, of my followers who were like, "Oh, I have star blankets you could send." And they sent them and they were like, "We can't use these because these aren't on your pattern. We need the one that's on the pattern. We need the photo and the pattern to match." And I'm like, "Then just take the photo from the pattern." And they were like, "No, we want to, stage it so it looks like all the other blankets." And yeah. So I got burned on that because I didn't have samples on hand. So now anything, whatever blanket I photograph for the pattern, I have to keep it on hand. I just realized I gave all the Rigididges away, the Rigididge Star, Superstar, and Supernova, and I haven't even released those patterns yet, but I gave them away. I have so many blankets here. When I first moved down here, I was like, it's my goal to have a 6-day blanket on every bed in this house. I have enough 6-day blankets that I like when somebody comes to visit, I'll be like, I'll change them up based on their personalities. If somebody's coming, if it's like a couple and there's a man and a woman, I put the man blanket on the king bed. Um, if it's kids, if it's little boys, I'll put the chunky throws. If it's girls, I'll do the sweetheart blanket. I have so many. I'll think about what do I think this person would like, and then I'll change up all the crochet blankets on the beds. My cat took over the star blanket I was working on, so it's hers now. That's cats and dogs do that. I was really missing my dog Mudkip today. I just wanted him to sit on my lap. I just wanted to feel him sit on my lap one more time. It's just such a strong feeling that I had. I just wanted my dog so bad. The yarn is KFI Collection from Knitting Fever. It's called Pinwheel. And the color is called Flamingo. Y'all click vote and check the poll. It's not really a poll. It has all the frequently asked questions in the poll for you. I know this is pretty yarn because about 100 people have asked tonight what it is. I told Knitting Fever about this and about the Juniper Moon Farms that I used on the other blanket. I said, prepare to sell out. I'd love to try some more colors of this yarn. They had some really nice colors. I really need to stretch. My back really hurts. What time is it? 8:09. My outside lights haven't come on yet. It's getting darker earlier, so I gotta go out there and reset my lights. Oh, sorry. I'm missing a couple comments over here. I normally have really tight tension, but I think relaxed too much for the star blanket out of caution. It's a bit puffed up in the middle, but it still sits flat if I smooth it out. So I think I'm okay. So you have to start with the smaller hook for the center and then increase as you go out. I try to say everything in the video because I know there are people that are not going to read the pattern because they think it's just they can't read a pattern. But just please read the pattern before you decide you can't read it or you don't need it. I'm not saying you didn't read it. I'm just saying that is in the pattern, and a lot of people, Sarah, I'm not saying you personally didn't read it, but a lot of people don't read it because they think they can't, and then they miss things like that. But you started with a smaller hook, okay? You might need to start with even on your next one. I mean, if it sits flat and it's fine, then you're fine. On the next one, go down even one smaller or start with the hook suggested on the yarn label, because everyone's tension is different and you might just have to experiment a little bit. But I didn't mean to make it sound like you didn't read the pattern, and I'm just making a generalization. Haley says, hi, just wondering where I can find the rectangular 6-day blanket tutorial. It's on it's in my videos, but it's under live. But it's definitely there. It's like a crochet along tutorial. It's not a full tutorial. So definitely get the pattern and use the video to help you with the pattern. Woo! It's my first time working with super bulky yarn, so I'm still figuring things out. Started with 9mm, moved up. Yeah, next time I would start with 8. The larger hooks, the heavier, chunkier yarns are a little different too. All right. Let's see. Did I say I'm going to work on this for one more live after this? And then I'm going to be switching to the Supernova, I think on Thursday. Yep, I'm going to do another live tomorrow, and then I'm not going to be live again until Thursday. And then, yeah, I'm going to do the Supernova. Might take me a while, so I gave myself an extra day to do the Supernova. is it okay to use a stacked single crochet to start the rounds for the granny square? You know, you can do that. I don't like it for the granny square. I don't enjoy doing standing double crochet. But in my opinion, standing double crochet looks the best. The yarn brand is right there. I feel like I need a sticky or something. It's like the black is just blending into the table. Do I have a Sharpie? I don't think I have a Sharpie. Is this a Sharpie? Yes. Oh, it's a skinny one though. Let's see. This isn't a sticky, but there. How's that? I need a little. This is not the hook I normally use. This is does the poll say what hook? It's the metal streamline from Furls. They sent it to me. They sent me a black one too. And I'm a diehard Furls Odyssey gal. And I really like the Furls, the Odyssey. I like the weight of them. The streamline is not my favorite. Also, they sent me the new Fjord resin streamline, which is this. So Sylvia says, I wish they would send me those. This is the first time they've ever sent me anything. I've been their affiliate since 2020. This is the first time they sent me something. In fact, I got the email that said, your order is on its way. And I was like, I emailed them back and I was like, I didn't order anything. What are you doing? And they were like, no, we're sending you something. And I was like, oh, all right. I don't like the resin hooks either. I'm not going to say I don't like them. I think they're beautiful. So I use them for photos. I use them to stage photos. But I don't use them. I like the weight of the Odyssey. And so I'm trying the new metal streamlines because a lot of people said, try them. They're heavy like the Odysseys. I think you'll like them. And they feel different than the Odyssey to me. It's not my new favorite hook, but I decided to use it with this project because it's very pretty. I like the rose. This is the blush metal streamline. Yeah, they're beautiful, but I don't like I don't prefer the resin ones. They're they're too light. But this, I made the commitment to try this hook and not just like pick it up and do a couple stitches and be like, nope, because they don't feel the same as the Odyssey. So I think you have to work with it for a little while and get used to it. But I will only use an ergonomic hook. I can't use a regular hook. I will not use a hook that I have to grip and it hurts me. My hand ends up like a frozen claw. I'm not going to use a hook like that. No way. So I have to use an ergonomic hook. And as far as I'm concerned, money is no object, as far as stuff like that is concerned, because it's my body. I crochet for hours a day sometimes. Working on a Halloween color superstar. That's great. I can't wait to see it. I hope y'all tag me. Cool. I'd love to see it. If you don't like the people do the stacked single and the standing double crochet for their stars and granny squares. You can do it. It's not my preference, and maybe it just might be the way those stitches look to me when I do them. And I hate, with a passion, doing the standing double crochet. I do not enjoy doing it at all. Hi, Christy. Thanks for sharing the live. That's great. Okay, here we go again. I'm cheating a little bit, and I'm not joining with a slip stitch. I'm joining with the first single crochet. Shh, don't tell anyone. Don't tell the noobs. See, and I didn't really even notice those pinks changing colors, but they did. They changed. I like the I like the gradient nature of this yarn and that it doesn't just abruptly change from one color to the next. And it looks like it goes through all the colors like twice in each skein. And what do y'all think I should do? Do you think I should start from the outside? I don't think I'm going to do that with this one. I think I'm going to start with the inside, but I'm going to color control so that I start with the same color I ended with. I just bought a pattern from you, but it will not let me download it. I mean, I can't really help you right now while I'm on my live, but where did you buy it from? Etsy, Shopify, Ravelry? The best thing to do would be message me through whatever platform where you bought it, and I'll send you a new link or whatever I can do. If it's Etsy, their download process is crap. I'm sorry, but it is crap. And I actually, I'll just say this. I'll just say it right out. I charge $1 more for all my patterns over there because I have to answer people's questions. I have to help people download their patterns on a regular basis. And I don't have to do that. I never, in the whole entire time I've been selling patterns on Ravelry, I think I've maybe had 1 or 2 people reach out to me and say, I couldn't download my pattern. And that's, I don't know. I've been over there 15 years. My Shopify store, it's like, I don't know, maybe a couple every month, maybe like 2 a month. And usually it's like the link gets broken in the email and then you have to cut and paste it, or I just send another email and the person, it downloads fine. Or what happens a lot there is people download it and they don't know where it goes. It downloads, but they can't find it on their device. And they don't know where it went. And they'll keep downloading and downloading and downloading until they're out of downloads. And then they'll email me mad. It's easy for me to download patterns from Etsy. Another thing I would suggest with Etsy, do not use Sign In with Apple if you're going to buy a pattern and try and download it. Those are 3/4 of the issues people can't download are the Sign In with Apple people. Do not. Come on now. The pattern is not causing you any tears. I have so much help. That hurts me when people say stuff like that. I put so much work into my communities, and I'm online like literally 24 hours a day practically. Like I wake up in the middle of the night and answer people's questions, pick up my phone and answer questions online. I don't see any other designers who are as available as I am. I just put the Superstar pattern at the top of the link in my bio. I don't, it might be like 3 down. Thank you, Kristen. Appreciate. Like in my Facebook group, I like I have it's, I mean, it's a lot more work for, but I have mods that help me. Oh, would you look at that? I mean, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Pull from the outside of the skein. They said, pull from the outside. No, I will not. I will not. Oh, I'm so full of myself right now. Look at that. Look at that. Maybe this would be a good thing to put in the middle. I'm not sure it needs it yet. I just noticed that. I had the little paper towel rolls in there. I'm sorry, I got so distracted from what I was saying. Yeah, my 6-day crochet group, I have it set up to for post approval, right? So we and my mods, we will decline posts when people say, I'm ready to pull my hair out. I've tried this 100 times and I've already had to rip it this many times. I'm pulling my hair out. I'm ready to give up. We will not let your question in the group. I can't handle reading that 25,000 times a day. It feels like being blamed, it feels like I'm being blamed. That's what it feels like. I don't like it. So yeah, I'm pretty sensitive to that kind of stuff. Thank you very much. Somebody in my business group the other day, I'm almost done with my anniversary, granddaddy. I feel like this yarn ball is taking forever. Oh my gosh. How many anniversaries did you use for yours? I don't know if you saw my post today, but who knew? I know they're so long. Anytime I try to crochet, my yarn just keeps falling apart. What the heck yarn is that? Throw that in the trash and get you something else. I know. It's like, I mean, I've done blankets with those Karen tea cakes, and I'll use like 6 of those blankets for a throw, and that bulk anniversary cakes is like 5 tea cakes. It's like the equivalent of 5 tea cakes, I think. I don't remember offhand exactly how much, but yeah, it's about the same as like 5 tea cakes. When those tea cakes first came out and I was doing 6-day blankets with them, I could sit and I could do 1 tea cake a day. One tea cake a day. It's almost 4 feet by 6 feet. Yeah, mine was, I mean, I just did a little TikTok about it today. It's 42 by 57, I think, something like that. And I just completed 1 anniversary cake. So I have a second one. I'm going to do a few more rounds, a few more repeats. I don't think I'm going to use the entire second anniversary cake on it. I think I'm just going to go do like 2 more pattern repeats, and then I'm going to finish it up because I don't need it to be huge. What do I need it to be huge for? And then I'm probably going to buy a couple more when I go. I'm not going to lie. When I go to Michael, when I go to Virginia Beach, Hank is barking for the council. Go, Hank. Squealing in happiness when I saw all the yarn that was on sale at Michael's. Oh, wow. Yeah, the other day I went into the app and I put like 12 of those anniversary cakes in my cart, and I had like a senior discount and a voucher. And I was like, I don't know why I'm buying these, but I didn't end up buying them. But I wanted to. But I don't know why. I don't know why. I feel like I have to have them. I had those 2 that I did the great granddaddy with, sat in my office over here staring at me for like a year. Those were from last year or 2 years ago, whenever they had them last. It's discontinued. But when I see them in person, I'm probably going to buy at least 2 of them. I don't know how I'm going to not do it. I know I'm going to do it. Mine are 2 years old, plus I bought new ones this year. I know I'm going to. I don't know why. What's wrong with me? You're going to make a great 6-day great granddaddy blanket with them. That's what you do with them. Crafty Sarah Marie says, I bought 9. I see people making hexagon cardigans with them that look pretty cute, but personally, I think it would be too heavy for my particular climate. I do not need them. I do not have anywhere to put them. I do not need them. I have boxes of the tea cakes because I really loved that yarn when it came out. And we had I don't have enough arm strength to flip that bad boy to move around the rows. I know, right? It's like I really enjoy working on it though. I like the yarn more than I expected to like it. I really feel like I should move this out of the way and put this in the picture because this is really something special happening here. Would you look at that? Would you look at it? It's almost more interesting than the actual crochet, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to reverse the color order on this one because it goes through the colors twice. Look at that. Okay. I can see them in the, I can see the captions of my council meeting. They're in there having their council meeting, and they're trying to blow on my cake and make it collapse. I'm sorry, but that's great. Y'all better quit. I'm going to be in there in about 20 minutes. I can see everything you're saying. And I can tell who's saying it too. Somebody turned them off. I knew they turned them off last time. Flipping Callie just came over from YouTube. So these repeat rounds are just like the star blanket. There's just a different number of stitches going up the sides, going up and down, and it doesn't get as high as the star blanket does. You still have 5 in the peak and skip 2 in the valley. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the same. Round 2 is a little different because you have that big skip 4 that you don't have on the star blanket. So it's a little different, but it's basically the same, very similar to the star. Once you get those setup rounds down, then you're good. Thank you, Thrifty Crocheter. What was your question? Oh, balm. No, I haven't. Thank you. I started to get excited about this yarn configuration. Look at it. Look at it. That's a work of art. Yeah, I have no idea why I would buy more anniversary cakes. but I know I will. I know I won't be able to help myself. I can see everything that's being said in the Zoom room. I don't know how they haven't caught on to that yet. All right. I if you're on TikTok or YouTube, I want to hear what you think. Do you want my yarn to collapse? How are we going to do this? Do y'all want to take bets on when it collapses, or if it does, or if I get a tangle? Remember yesterday I said, "Oh, I'm going to be crying because it's going to collapse." But it hasn't collapsed yet. Look at that. That's skill right there. Y'all are just jealous because your yarn holes collapse. They're like, I can see them saying, "Oh, it's going to collapse. Let's blow on it." I was at 5mm for my start and only on row 7 for setup, and I'm already at an 8. Okay. I need to order another anniversary cake. Color cookie parade. All right. What color is that? What are the colors in that? I don't remember that one. I don't know what color I'm going to get. Maybe the green one. I really like green, but it has kind of a St. Patrick's Day vibe to me. But I like the bright greens. They don't always give us bright greens, you know. And I also like the one, I think it's called Book Club. I'm naughty, no swatch, and I do my entire piece on the same size 6 hook. We don't really have to swatch for the star blanket. But I do recommend, you know, giving yourself the first 8 setup rounds and kind of gauging it off of your own tension and not recommended hook size. I find that crocheters seem to like take the hook size as like a rule or something. The suggested hook size on the yarn label is just that, a suggestion. That's it. White, gray, and brown. Okay. I did something weird. It's honestly the hook. Well, that's enough. That's a good enough reason for me. For a 4 weight, I like a big hook. For a 4 weight with the star blankets, I would probably end up using a, what would I do? What is this? K, whatever K is. 6.5 or even 7mm hook for the Superstar. I have really loose tension though. So that's why I don't like telling people what hook to use. I like to just make suggestions and help you, empower you to choose the best hook for you and your yarn. Look how fast I'm going. I'm getting used to this hook. On the granny square, is it always the 2 middle groups 3 double crochet together? Yes. So mark your, so the great granny pattern probably needs a little update because I just updated the great granddaddy, and there were some things I did in the great granddaddy that would translate for the great granny and make it easier to read. But on round 7, regular round 7, the single crochet round after the double crochet, before you start, mark the center single crochet of the round. Andrew says, woot woot, made it to round 10 on my secret crochet project. All right. Eight millimeter is big, but it's what makes it not curve. Yeah, there you go. I think we have one girl in our community who has extremely tight tension, and she has to go up to like a 6.5 millimeter hook for like a 3 weight yarn on the stars and the Superstar. Just to use a really large hook. Oh yeah, the great granny. You mark the center stitch, and then your DC3 together. One will be on one side of the marked stitch and one will be on the other side. And then in round 3, you'll have one DC3 together between the 2 DC3 together. Marissa Brown says, I'm in a 7 millimeter with a 4 weight. Yeah, everybody's going to be different. They're talking about how if they were here, they would mess up my yarn. I would never mess up their yarn. Here I am, like always, like giving them nice yarn and ordering nice yarn and giving them discounts and getting them nice Noro yarn at a discount for them, sending them beautiful yarn and pins and stuff and being nice to them. And they're talking about how they would come and knock down my yarn. I have kind of loose tension, and I'm in at 8. How many people feel irritated by this? Like, who is this bothering anybody? Who thinks it's cool and who thinks it's annoying? I'm just curious out of people watching. YouTube, TikTok. What do you think about the yarn? Karen thinks it's cool. Lauren, you're irritated by it? Ladies are going to get in trouble. Yes, they are, Andrew. Why don't you go in there and straighten them out? Marissa says it's fun. I'm jealous. People are saying that they like it. They think it's cool. Thank you. My 6-day stars and time ate out because the cake collapsed. They're saying I cheated because I kept it open. What's the big deal? How is that cheating? Oh my God. I am worried it's going to collapse in any second and give me a big old tangle. That's what I don't want, but I'm proud of myself. It hasn't happened yet. I'm determined to do this whole cake tonight. I don't know. There's still a lot of yardage on it. That's called expert crocheting. You got that right. You got that right. Someone tell my advisory council. They're all going to get demoted. Don't jinx it. My husband was supposed to untangle, but it's been several days, so I might just buy more. That'll learn him. Hi, Kimberly. It's aromatherapy balm. You put it on your finger where the yarn, you tension the yarn, and it puts essential oils into the yarn. It smells really nice while you're working. It's called Scented Stitches, link in bio. I don't know if I can stop until I use up all this yarn because I'm afraid it's going to fall over. Notice how I'm crocheting faster. To keep it from falling over. That's not a thing. It's just psychological, I guess. What time is it for me? It's almost 9 p.m. I usually stay on for 2 hours. I came on at 7. So it's almost 2 hours. I'll be on again tomorrow. And then I won't be on Tuesday or Wednesday. Tuesday, I have my Somatic crochet meeting. And that is that's a free offering that I have. If you go to somaticcrochet.com, you can find the sign up link for that. I have not promoted it at all. But it's at 7 o'clock Eastern time, and I just do like a little 1 hour workshop about somatic crochet. And that's where we learn stretches and exercises to help keep our bodies healthy as crocheters. And we also talk about different ways our crochet practices support our mental health. And we talk about just different ways to get more enjoyment out of our crochet practices. It's called Somatic Crochet, Somatic, Somatic. Keep talking, you will forget the time. How do I sign up? Go to somaticcrochet.com or go to my website. Yes, elbows. Yes, if you want to talk about elbows, we can talk about elbows, and I can do some exercises and show you some things for your elbows to do. It's bettymcknit.com. And then at the top of my site, it says Somatic Crochet. And if you click on Somatic Crochet, you'll find the blog article with all the dates and times and the link to register. I know I have a tiny for it to make it easy to remember what it is, but I can't remember it right now. But yeah, we can talk about elbows. And I think last month, I do it once. It makes me laugh thinking about it. We're crochet athletes. Yes, we are. I use a Volare pillow when I crochet. I do too when I sit in my other chair. I think they're great. I think they're a great product. I wasn't really sold on them at first. It took me, and I guess this is how I am. It took me a little while of using it before I really got the hang of it, and I like it. It's very nice. I found myself using it for other things too, not just crochet. How does the pillow help? It helps because I need a new chair too. I believe my chair is hurting me. I came to that conclusion like just today. I've been thinking it for a while, but I was like, yep, I got to get a new chair. The pillow helps you it gives you a soft place to rest your arms, and so you can relax your shoulders, and it elevates your work to eye level, so you don't have to bend down and bend your back and drop your head. So it helps you keep your posture, your back straight. I know, look at my yarn shell. Yeah. I have an affiliate link for Volare also. I need to put all my affiliate links in one place and do like a link tree, shop my affiliate links and just have like all my affiliate links on one page, because I have a lot now. So on that side of it, I can see that I can see air through it. So this is the last layer. I'm down to like the last 1 or 2 layers of yarn shell. What's a good word for it? Yarn shell. You're making your first star blanket, Haley Elizabeth? Make sure you tag me when you post it, okay, so I can see it. I love seeing all stars and everything you make, really. Am I gonna make it? Is my yarn gonna collapse? I don't even know what song that is. It's addictive. I wish I could just do this instead of work. Well, let me tell you a story about that. Instead of saying I wish, this is sort of kind of stuff that we talk about in Somatic. It's Do You Want to Build a Snowman from Frozen? I've never seen that movie. I don't even know how I know that. So a few years ago, I was going through a difficult time. I had, kind of lost my health and my mobility. I had to leave my husband. It was very contentious. I didn't have any money. I had to stop working. I didn't know what I was going to do and how I was going to support myself. And I, had to leave our house, which I wanted to keep, but I wasn't able to. And so I had to leave, go move and live somewhere else. Not a very nice kind of neighborhood like I was used to in Northern Virginia. And I went and lived in New York with my kids and my dogs. And I had this friend, and we used to knit and crochet together. She didn't knit and crochet. I taught her how to do it. And she would come visit me, and we would knit and crochet together. I'd go stay with her. We would crochet together. And one day I heard myself, say, the words came out of my mouth, wouldn't it be great if I could do this for a living and make money doing this? Ha ha ha. We were laughing about it. And we would sit there and crochet. I crocheted every day. I knitted or crocheted every day, almost every single day of my life since I was 7 years old. And not too long after those words came out of my mouth, my pattern went viral. And what do? This is my work. This is what I do instead of work. I do this. So you definitely can do crochet instead of work. It sounds crazy, but it's true. You can do it. I would suggest getting into a business coaching program and do it right. Don't just do, what you see other people doing. Because sometimes the people that you see out there, it looks, you don't know that they're really paying the bills. Yes, you can sell them. I'm so happy your dreams came true. Yeah, it happened for me. I was really lucky. But you can do it intentionally, You definitely can do crochet as your job instead of work. And it's a great, great way to support yourself. There are you can make things and sell them. You can design your own. You could crochet things for other people. Like Um, I I haven't used a contract crocheter lately, but like sometimes I need something worked up and I don't have time to work it up. I'd like to release, a couple of patterns. And the part that takes me the longest is actually working them up. So there are designers who pay people to work up their patterns for them. Some people have been so discouraging saying you can't crochet full time. Well, I would not talk to those people about what you're trying to do. I would get into Pam Grice's Crochetpreneur program and get into her business coaching program and start doing the mindset work. It's mindset. It's all mindset. It's not listening to that. It's not letting people take you out, take you down, take you out. How long have you been making patterns since I've seen this star blanket go viral so much? Yes, thank goodness. I mean, I have viral patterns. I'm very fortunate about that. But you can do it even if you don't have I'm in a mastermind group with like 12 other women. We're all doing it. We're all doing it. I made this pattern in 2007, and I just was making patterns for fun, posting them on this new thing called Ravelry because I saw other people posting patterns. So I thought, why not? I'll just post my pattern. Put the PDF in there. People can just download it. It went viral. I wasn't even paying attention. I was doing grad school. I was doing other things. I was trying to be a yoga teacher and a dance professional. I was running a choreography festival. Betty McKnitt was just my Ravelry. I wasn't trying to do this full time. And then I got sick. And I have lipedema, but I didn't know that at the time. I was in a really toxic marriage, and it made me sick. I lost my ability to dance and teach dance. I was in a lot of pain. I was still teaching yoga, but it was really painful. And I just got to the point where I couldn't do it anymore. And it was like my lowest point. I left him. My kids were just getting out of college, and I left. And I moved away, and I started over, and I had to start everything over. And then, as they say, one door closes and another one opens, or one opens, door closes and a window opens. So if I can do it by accident, you can do it intentionally. Do you ever give away any of your blankets? I do sometimes. And this, even before I went into business, I'll climb through the window. Heck yeah. I did. I climbed through. It took me a while to figure out what to do, but I'm doing it now. I'm doing it. I need to hire people. That's how much I'm doing it. I've been resisting the hire people phase because I have trust issues. I have trust issues, but I have more work that I could possibly do. I can't do it all myself. And I also run a choreography festival. So I stopped running it during the pandemic, but I started it back up again last year. So I went back to doing that too. Yes, I tapped in my master's thesis. I did tap dance as part of my master's thesis. I'm a lifelong tapper. That was my first kind of dance. I crocheted when I was a kid and started to crochet because of the, oh my goodness. Wow. That's great. I love that. I'm hardly even crocheting on camera on YouTube because of this. This is the real action right here. This is it. It's one layer deep. One layer. Can you believe that? Look at that. If it collapses, I'm never going to live it down. Never. They're saying stop touching it. I can touch it as much as I want, wherever I want, however I want to touch it. I'm going to touch it. This is it right here. Look at that. I will touch it as much as I want. No! I shouldn't have touched it. Oh, if I ruin it. If it falls, I'm never going to live it down. Y'all know that. They're going to really, they're going to give it to me good in that advisory meeting. Come on, yarn. Don't let me down. It doesn't count if you touch it. Come on. What kind of rules are those? Touch it if I want. You have to sneeze. You might have to leave the room. Sitting and staring at me. This working out of this yarn chasm is more fun than actually crocheting right now. Like, I don't even care about my crochet. YouTube can't even see it because I'm crocheting in my lap. This is drama in the crochet world right here. Right here. This is the drama. I know it, right? I know. Replay will be on my YouTube. I will touch it if I want to. They're just mad. People think I shouldn't be allowed to touch it to keep it from collapsing. I'm going to finish this cake, y'all. Share the live. Share the live. This will be like, I want this to have more views than Howie molting, Howie the crab doing her molt. Everybody want to see if Betty McKnit's yarn cake collapses at the end. It's KFI Knitting Fever, KFI Collection. You know, you all can, that not with the no touching. I'll touch it if I want. Although I'm not sure touching is the wisest thing to do, because I feel like that's just going to knock it over at this point. I'm probably going to find so many mistakes in this tomorrow. I rearranged my living room yesterday. Today I'm working on making star blankets for some family for Christmas. Wish me luck. Good luck. I hope you enjoy it. Enjoy them star blankets. They're so great, so addictive, and they turn out so amazing every time. I wasn't planning on staying on this long, but this is fun. This is fun. I'm almost done with this cake of yarn. They're saying timber. So far, so good. Not a single tangle. The video on TikTok is better. Yeah, because you can see the whole yarn cake. Can't really see it on YouTube. Unless I, crochet practically off screen. I don't like to move my stuff around that much once I get started because of my little time lapse that I like to do. I should rearrange my living room. I would like to get some entirely new furniture, but I don't own this place. I rent it and it comes with the furniture, and I don't like the furniture. I'm getting sick of it. Getting really sick of it. I want a cozy sofa set up with like lots of lots of really cozy areas to stretch out. Like I want one of those wraparound couches, and lots of places for people to like nap and get cozy. And I want a kind of different look in here. I want to put up my daughter's artwork and my own artwork. And I want more places for my plants. I spent the morning like goofing around with my plants and like moving them around and stuff. And some of them are getting really big. I don't really have enough room for them. I bought like 4 more on TikTok the other day and they came in. One of them was dead and the other 3 were good and they're surviving. Then my daughter, she had this bonsai tree kit. So when she was here, she planted these little bonsai seeds, jacaranda tree seeds, and they sprouted and then they died. And I felt so bad about it that I purchased a small jacaranda tree, like sprouted little tree sapling, whatever they're called. And so I got that going. Good night, Andrew. I felt so bad when I was so happy when those little seeds sprouted. I was like, this isn't going to work. But they did. They sprouted, and then I let it get too hot in the house, and they died. They were just tiny, tiny little sprouts, and I was like, oh no, how am I going to keep this going? Ah! Okay, that was a little scary. It's just a flat circle now anyways. Yeah, but it didn't collapse, did it? No, it did not. It didn't collapse. Even though you all wanted it to, casting your little spells. How big should I make this? I'm going to measure it after my yarn does not collapse. After I use it all up and it does not collapse. Even though my people wanted it to. Well, I would call that a collapse. What do y'all think? But it hasn't tangled yet. Will I make it to the end without a tangle? Oh, I'm so sad. This is a sad little tangle of yarn in a bowl. That's upsetting. Don't tangle. Do not. That was fun. That was fun. You got to admit, we all enjoyed that, right? We all enjoyed that. Almost there. I'm going to finish up this ball of yarn. I don't think the end of the yarn is sad. I think it's awesome because I look at what it's created. Oh, what's sad is that I had it was in a perfect ring and it just collapsed. But it's almost at the end. But I was trying not to. People were saying it was going to tangle because I pulled it from the middle. So it hasn't tangled yet, but it just collapsed just now. We were talking about different things to do to keep it from collapsing. And I had, how is touching it cheating, but putting a shampoo bottle in the middle of it, not cheating? Lasted a really long time. I always pull from the middle too, even though it often does collapse and tangle at the very end. But I don't care because I love it. I love when it hollows out and you get that satisfying hole in the middle. Oh, I'm tired. This is longer than I was planning on being on, but I was just invested in that yarn, my yarn not collapsing. Oops. Still no tangle. But I'm not allowed to touch it, according to some people. Of course it's going to tangle if I don't touch it. What's the point of that? It is tangling now, but it hasn't. Yep, it's tangled. Tell your sister to hush. She likes to tease me. That's, I think, an older sister's job. Or they think it's their job, or they do it like it's their job. Yeah, torment. They torment you. She was watching adult videos the other night on the Zoom. What? Look at that. It didn't really tangle. I totally enjoyed watching your yarn. I have to get my mom ready in bed and ask her to wait. Now I can go. Apparently you sent her a TikTok and all we could hear was the audio. Huh. I don't remember what I sent her. Maybe something with swear words. Have a good night, Julie. Almost at, look at this. Almost at the yarn end of the yarn. Almost at the end of the round. This is magic. Oh, there you go. Does that make y'all happy? Does that make you happy? I have one little knot at the end. Come on now. Oh. We can get rid of this. How big is it? Oh, yeah. So people have been asking me a lot how to measure them. And here's how I measure it. I go from the center to one of the points. 15 3/4. And then I double it. So it's 31 and a half. Did I do that math right? Especially with the 7-pointed 6-day star, because it's like, it's not really symmetrical. The points don't line up across from each other. So I measure from the center to one point, and then I double that measurement. Woo! All right, my friends. I'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.